in the representative of the Olubadan of Ibadan land. Yes, talking about the Oba. Yes, Oba. Dewodu Ladoja was right there, and of course it's just interesting when we have all those details, all the things that we talk about, the conversations about youth development. And let me just utilize the words of the Commissioner for Youth and Sports right there, speaking yesterday, where she told us, as a matter of fact, she said, well, she's happy that this is coming to the city of Ibadan because it aligns with the plans of the Oyo State government for development across the state, and of course for harnessing all the talent that they have. And she also reminds us that that is one of the reasons why there was a renovation of some of the sports facilities and the work being done, to restructure sport development across different parts of Oyo State. And Ibadan is blessed for it. And yes, awards are resounding heavily in the ears of the athletes. Well, of course, to mention also that we had the season 4 ambassador, talking about the MTN Chap season 4 ambassador Inoka Degoke, son of the soil, yes, born and bred in Ibadan, and has been able to do beats right there, flying the flag of Nigeria very high. He's won medals, so I swear it showed that everybody knows that Ibadan is out there on the map. And yeah, he was also present, gave his words, and told them Ibadan is ready, and the athletes in Ibadan, they want to do everything to make you all see that they got quality right here in the state. And yes, some of those who were right there, some of the stakeholders said they chose Ibadan for a reason now. Yes, Mr. Idowu Adeshokun spoke and he said, come on guys, from what we've seen, I mean, this is the land of Amala. Correct Abula resides in here, and I mean, come on, talk about the cultural value. We must actually show the pride in that and come home to the city of Ibadan. He also mentioned, as a matter of fact, that Ibadan is that place where they have had the top 3 attendances, in the previous events that they have actually held. And yeah, it's just 3 times that they have held in Ibadan. And those 3 times give them top 3 attendance moments. I mean, you look at the numbers right there, it's crazy when you start delivering those figures, but there will be more, and it's starting all the way today. So yeah, schools registering, individuals registering, come partake, show us what you got. We've got the Champs Academy right there, walking through and through, and they're talking about career pathways, they're talking about best schooling programs for them, talking about backing their education properly, and of course saying that we know these kids and we want to give them a holistic a pathway that would ensure that they bloom into being something that Nigeria would be proud of time and again. And so it is right there in your faces. Lagos Salami Stadium. Yeah, the sports complex is alive this morning. And of course, the UI Sports Complex, yes, our stadium. Make your way there and enjoy every beat of the spectacle that will be right here in your faces. Alright, let's go on to the phone lines. Let's open the phone lines as we go into all the stories that we called from different centers out there. 07055551985. That's the phone number to call to join us live in the conversation this morning. I'll take that again, 07055551985. Yes, that's indeed the phone number to call to join us live in the conversation as we talk about Barao. Yes, Barao FC are in the news this morning. Well, some time ago we saw one of the players sending a message right there, and of course that was to the grand patron, and then of course subsequently he sent a request to the general manager of Barao Football Club based in Kano. And yes, that player is Yahaya Ibrahim Sulaiman, who requested for his contract termination, and that letter is dated 6th of April 2026. In that letter he wrote to formally request the termination of his contract with the club Barao FC. He also said that the reason being that he noticed in recent times his services are no longer required, as he had not been featured in approximately 15 matches, both home and away, in the ongoing Nigeria Premier Football League season. And he says that as a result, he lost motivation to continue and has now requested that the club management grant his request for a contract termination. But then the club have also given a response. The response came, later on. And that's the club saying that yes, after a careful review, the club wishes to formally state that Bara FC did facilitate his clearance from his former club at a financial cost. Yes, it came at a financial cost rather to the club, and this action was undertaken in good faith and in line with the club's commitment to professional development involving the player. And they say that in view of the above, the player must be informed that should he intend to sign for any club in the future, Barao FC must be duly contacted and notified prior to the conclusion of such engagement. And they say it is to enable the club to protect its sporting and financial interests arising from its previous transfer. And yes, they have granted the request for the termination of contract from the player, and they are saying that he should ensure that he is in full compliance with the requirements that they have stated out rather in all his future dealings. Well, we made some findings as they CC'd the Nigerian Football Federation and Nigeria Premier Football League, and of course there was a signature of Eleti Ofe, who is the general manager of the club. And after some movements back and forth, got to find out that allegedly the player actually at some point left the club, went on trial somewhere else. At some point, and when he returned, the club did not at any point declare him a whole as some others would do. They never made some noise. They accepted him back wholly, and yes, he was back in the squad. But I mean, according to them, he can't just break back into the squad after leaving the way he left unannounced, without speaking with people, without telling them his whereabouts and all of that, and coming back and expecting that he would find space in the team to actually play. But it is what it is anyways, and that's the story out there. All right, interesting beats happened yesterday. Just interesting beats happened yesterday, and I'm sure that many of you would have followed last night. Well, of course, let's start with stories from the La Liga, where we know Levante defeated 10-man Getafe right there with a goal to nothing. And the same in the Serie A was Fiorentina, who defeated Lazio by a goal to nothing. Talking about that game. And of course, for Fiorentina, they have now moved to 15 spots, and of course, it looks like they will be enjoying themselves, throwing some fresh air in their lungs out there as they can breathe. But then, of course, they still have to continue to work anyways, but then lesser pressure on them. We wait to see what happens with Lazio, who have found themselves in 9th spot as we speak, and it doesn't look like it's going to be changing anytime soon. Anyways, let's go on. Okay, let's talk about it finally. Okay, they have signaled me before we talk about it. Let's just go on and make some money before we come and talk about Michael Carrick and his boys, and what they did yesterday. Well, Leeds and Roses and the referees.
Àṣepá ìkóláyé ará àgbànìdá òní ọjọ́ 14 oṣù kẹrin ló pé ọdún kan gẹ́rẹ́gẹ́ tí ìyá wa màmá wa Adékùnbí Adégòkè ní Bùkọ́lá wọ káàlẹ̀ sùn. Ó wò ní kákó jẹun pẹ́ lẹ́nu. Nǹkan fún ni ò jẹ́ Adékùnbí ìyá mi ọ̀wọ́n, irú kan ṣọ̀wọ́n láwùjọ òkúta, irú Adékùnbí ṣọ̀wọ́n láwùjọ àwọn ọ̀yá lágbàáyé. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, bó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ pé ò sí pẹ̀lú wa mọ́ lónìí, ìwà rere, ipa rere tó fi lélẹ̀ ṣe fọ̀hún lẹ́yìn ikú. Ọkọ rẹ, gbogbo ọmọ àti ọmọ ló ń ṣe lédè lẹ́yìn rẹ, máa sùn lọ láyọ̀ olùgbàlà rẹ títí ọjọ́ àjíǹde. Adékùnbí ìyá mi ọ̀wọ́n, sunre o. Olùkéde Tolú Adégòkè fún gbogbo ẹbí. Àwọn mi mọ́lẹ́ bá ọ̀dọ́ tó ń ṣan lẹ́bà yìí tẹ̀nà.
Thank you all very much for staying tuned with us, and of course, we'll still get more bites right here. We're just talking about Michael Carrick and his boys, where the bit of Kafos Law. That's just what it is. Don't ask me about what Okafor's law is, but the bit of Okafor's law yesterday. What the number? Casemiro scored in the 69th minute, but it just was a consolation for the team while Lisandro Martinez sent off. Some people are calling it controversial circumstances, while people are saying, come on, let's just celebrate Okafor's brace. Noah Okafor, well, the lad made Manchester United. The Red Devils entered the hack and they were bound in there. It was a 2-1 victory for Leeds United. Talking about that particular game, it was the Rossi's derby. Yes, it's a derby game in case you do not know, and it happened at the Old Trafford. And for the first time in several years, Manchester United lost to Leeds United at home. Well, it was a fifth minute goal from Okafor, and a 29th minute double that ensured that this guy sank the Red Devils in defeat. And yeah, you talk about how things went on to be. Casemiro scored in later, but then it just wasn't enough for this side. As they saw Lisandro Martinez get sent off in the 56th minute. Well, of course, quite the tale of the game. Talking about everything in there. Ahmad being one of the most talked about players from that encounter. Some people saying, why did Diego Dalot not start? Why did he start Mazraoui? Why did he start Ugarte? Why did he start this? Why did he start that? Why did they put Ogbono on the feet? Why did they do this and that? Well, but it is what it is. Anyways, Leeds will take this one away from the Old Trafford, where approximately 76,212 people watched that encounter, and yes, it was governed by the whistle of Paul Tierney, who is under a lot of criticism for some of his goals in that game, including the first goal, the build up to it, and of course the red card to Lisandro Martinez by several fans of football out there. Anyways, on the table, it's Manchester United with 55 points after 32 matches, and they are still third. And at 15 spots is Leeds with 36 points. Yeah. So that's how it is right there, talking about this club side. But then there's been reactions, and the tale is quite something when you talk about how it's been and what it's been out there. And so let's go through it. Let's go through some of those reactions right there before we talk about some other stuff. Well, of course, there have been several reactions, and you talk about the word of some of the ex-players, including Roy Keane, who said that he was sat there watching it and he's absolutely baffled. And of course, he says, he said he doesn't care if he was trying to braid his hair. It is sheer unbelievable stupidity. He says he's abandoned his teammates when they needed him the most. He says that it's a shame, right? That's Roy Keane speaking, anyways, not anybody else. There are others who also spoke as well about the game, trying to get you some of their reactions out there, and what they have said. And it's just crazy when you look at the thoughts and the takes of some people about what happened. Well, there's Jamie Carragher. Okay. Yes, Jimmy Carragher.
Probably 2 or 3 times a season, comes up with a line on certain situations that I actually like. Sometimes it's not about just the rule book, it's actually what does the game want. I don't think any football fan, I don't think anybody, any football manager, any player watching that at home is sitting there thinking, yeah, I think that's a red card. I think everybody in the game is looking at that and thinking, oh, come on, that is not a red card, behave yourself.
Well, of course, that's him talking about the referee's call, as Jimmy Carragher saying it was not a red card. There are several others who actually reacted, to that particular call from the referee. There are some others who spoke about what it was, that they thought about that particular moment, where Noah Okafor opened the scoring right there for the side. So let's get through the take of Michael Carrick. I actually was trying to get the presser right there, but the audio quality is so bad. But then let's take the quotes right there, and he says Lenny Yoro gets a forearm smashed in the back of his head, and it's worth looking at again if you haven't seen that. And he says, and I'm quoting again, I don't know if you are getting a sending off for what we are getting a sending off for. I don't know how that doesn't get overturned as a goal. It's a clear forearm smash to the side of his face, to his head, and that first goal shouldn't stand. And he says that if the referee actually really watched the Martinez incidents, which we've seen before it goes to the screen, he says, well, it's actually not a red card, a harm in the face. He goes on and explains a lot, but when you do too much trying to shalaye, you do not get the right thing that you get. So the call was made, the referee has moved on with his decision. Manchester United and fans are still up about it, and it's moments like this that change the course of how it's been. But then of course there's this little one that I would like you to listen to, and this is Paul Pogba, who was responding right there to something that Liam Rosenio said. He's saying that he remember his time when he was sat there as a pundit as Sky Sports and saying, Pogba made players around him worse, and he says it's funny how football works, and he says he has a whole team, and look at how it is looking like right now. Okay. Well, there it is. And now let's give you something from the banter that happened over the course of the weekend. There was a Manchester City fan who was actually going viral for a picture of him actually sipping from a bottle that had the Arsenal logo around it, and of course he's still speaking right here, and he's talking about the story behind that viral Arsenal bottle.
We sit close to the Arsenal bench, and me and my son asked for a drink, because it was something we needed, and obviously they passed us these bottles, and I never thought of it. We bought the bottles home, and just because I like being a prankster or a joker or whatever, because that's what I am really. I'm not, serious about anything in life. So the bottle, I thought, I'll take it to London. If I see anybody at Euston or any of the gooners in North London, I'll just show it them. Have you got your bottle, son? And the next thing is, I'm at the stadium, and then I realised I had it in a bag. And when we went 3-0 up, I thought, showtime, baby, showtime. So out come the bottle, and there I am. Unknown to me, and I'm gobsmacked. It's just banter, so people out there must understand that it's banter. I'm not a tribal fan, I'm a football fan. I respect the game, I respect the fans, I respect the rules, everything. So me and my son, I just hold the bottle to me gob, pretending to drink it. And next thing you know, people are tapping me on, you've gone viral. What do you mean I've gone viral? Oh, you mean, what's memes? What's memes? I don't even know. They're telling me these. And when they're showing me, I've gone and done this because I'm in shock. And after that, I can't tell you, my phone was like, ping, ping, and I'm not 700 and odd WhatsApp messages. This time last year.
All right, so yes, it's a story of a bottle from around last year that he got. It's just crazy. Anyways, he's just crazy. Actually, talking about how things like that. He said he saved it. He was going to show it to some of his peeps out there. And here it is, is just crazy actually. But then it's banter. I mean, it's banter, and that's what it is right there. But then imagine you're at the stadium, and next thing you're seeing that you are a popular face out there on social media. It's just the effect of the social media. Anyways, let's move on and talk about Champions League night. Well, of course, in the UEFA Champions League, there's a madness happening. Atletico de Madrid didn't mow the grass at the Metropolitano, and it's in a bid to slow down Barcelona players' passes tomorrow and kill the rhythm. They also turned the water sprinklers on while Barca were training, and it's just some of the antics that we see some of those clubs use, out there. And of course, there is also the case of Lamine Yamal, who is saying that he hopes that Diego Simeone will do him a favor and put a player to play 1v1 against him tomorrow. But then there's a response from Diego Simeone, who says Well, he's talking about being marked by multiple players. Well, if you want a 1v1 sport, you should go and play tennis. That's how it is right there from the mouth of Diego Simeone. But tonight, with a 2-0 advantage, it is Atletico de Madrid hosting Barcelona right there at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. What's to give? And yes, it's crazy moments right these that count. Anyways, also with a 2-0 advantage, it is Paris Saint-Germain who are traveling all the way to Anfield to play against Liverpool. Crazy moments right there. And yes, the appetizer to that game would actually be Academy Warriors against Nasarawa United at 4 p.m. But then indeed, those two Champions League games, crazy moments. And we can't but wait to see how those games will turn out. Well, this is how we sign out this morning on the show. This is Sports and Beats on a Tuesday morning. And I sincerely hope that you do enjoy the best of your Tuesday and have fun out there in Champions League night.
Hello Ibadan! Finally, the MTN Champ Season 4 is here. Be there live as we discover the next generation of Nigerian athletic superstars at the Lekon Salami Stadium at Damasinga. Come with your friends and family for an amazing week of exciting track and field action from the 14th to the 17th of April 2026. Visit mtnchamps.com for more information.
Hello Ìbàdàn, ìdíje MTN Champs ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kẹrin rẹ̀ ti balẹ̀ gùdẹ̀. Ẹ wá fojú lóúnjẹ bí a ó ṣe máa ṣàwárí àwọn ẹ̀bùn tuntun orí ọ̀dàn nínú eré sísá, ìfòfífò àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ ní pápá ìṣeré Lẹ́kan Sàlámì Adámàsìgbà Ìbàdàn láàrin ọjọ́ 14 sí ọjọ́ 17 oṣù kẹrin ọdún yìí lèrúkọ àfi máa ta lálá. Ẹbí, ọ̀rẹ́ àti ojúlùmọ̀ ẹ má gbẹ̀yìn o. Ẹ lọ sórí mtnchamps.com fún àlàyé kíkún.
Iṣẹ́ lògùn ìṣẹ́, múra ṣíṣẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ mi, iṣẹ́ la fi ń dẹni gíga, bí a kò bá rẹ́ni fẹ̀yìntì, bí ọ̀lẹ làá rí, bí a kò bá rẹ́ni gbẹ́kẹ̀lé, á tẹra mọ́ṣẹ́ ẹni. Ìyá rẹ̀ lè lówó lọ́wọ́, bàbá rẹ̀ lè lẹ́ṣin léèkan, bí o bá gbójúlé wọn, kò tẹ́sán ni mo sọ fún ọ, ohun tí a kò bá jìyà fún, kì í pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni. Ohun tí a bá fara ṣiṣẹ́ fún ní pẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹni. Apá lára ìgúnpá nìyè kan. Báyé bá ń fẹ́ ọ lónìí, bí o bá lówó lọ́wọ́, wọ́n á tún fẹ́ ọ lọ́la. Àbí kò wà nípò àtàtà. Ayáyé ọ sí tẹ̀mítẹ̀mí. Jẹ́ kí o dẹni rágbó, kí o rí bí ọ ti ń yímú sí ọ. Ẹ̀kọ́ sì tún sọ nídọ̀gá. Múra kí o kọ́ ọ dáadáa. Bí o sì rí ọ̀pọ̀ ènìyàn tí wọ́n fi ẹ̀kọ́ ṣẹ̀rírí, jọ̀wọ́ má fi ara wé wọn. Ìyà ń bẹ fọ́mọ tí ò gbọ́n, ẹkún ń bẹ fọ́mọ tí ń sáré kiri. Má fòwúrọ̀ ṣeré ọ̀rẹ́ mi, múra síṣẹ́ ọjọ́ ń lọ.
Akéde òtítọ́, akéde ìyè, akéde ìbáwí, akéde ìkìlọ̀. Akéde ìṣúná, akéde òwò, akéde àṣà, akéde ìròyìn, akéde ètò, akéde Ìbàdàn, àwọn akéde nítawà.
Ó pè ọ́ kó o kéde ọjà rẹ nílé akéde Oluyole FM 98.5 kíkéde ọjà rẹ kó lè kún níbàárà rẹ la.
Ojúmọ́ bá ti mọ́ ọ̀yẹ́ máa ń la oòrùn, ọ̀yẹ́ tó la lónìí o, ọ̀yẹ́ ire ni. Ẹ̀kú ojúmọ́ lọ́dẹ̀dẹ̀ yìí o, ojúmọ́ aláyọ̀ èmi o. Ìròyìn lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ màlá tó ti gbé dé. Ẹlẹ́tì Ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ìròyìn kárí ayé màlélẹ́yìn o. Ẹlẹ́tì Ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Etí mi ò lè jò ń lò fọ́nrán ìní tó lóko yìí. Ẹlẹ́tì Ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ẹ̀tẹ́ ti balẹ̀ jẹ́ ká tún jọgbọ́ o. Ẹlẹ́tì Ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ìkànnì tó gbajúgbajà Oluyole FM. Ẹlẹ́tì Ọ̀fẹ́ ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ajílẹ̀tẹ̀ FM ẹ tún máa gbọ́ wa lásìkò kan náà. Eleti Ofe ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Òkè Ògùn FM tó wà lálága. Eleti Ofe ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Eleti Ofe ìròyìn tó kún kẹ́kẹ́. Eleti Ofe ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Ẹ máa gbọ́ nínú ilé nínú mọ́tò tàbí lórí ẹ̀rọ ìléwọ́. Eleti Ofe ìròyìn tó gbajúgbajà. Abẹ́ Praise ó tún ti yá ká tún jọgbọ́ Eleti Ofe. Eleti Ofe ìròyìn rẹ̀ o.
àwa làwa ríra wa olóńgìní rọmẹkùn àwa làwa ríra wa olóńgìní rọmẹkùn àwa làwa ríra wa Fúnkẹ́ sógbóni ọdẹ àbó ògbóni ọdẹ.
mi ò mọ̀ pé ogun rìn èmi ọ.
wọ́n lóhùn kéèyàn mọ kí rẹ̀ kọ́ mọ́ kí báyìí kí ni mọ́ jọ gẹ́rẹ́. àwa aláwa ríra wa olóńgìní rọmẹkùn àwa aláwa.
olóńgìní àtẹkù.
olóńgùn kọ́ àrọ mọ́lẹ̀.
mi ò mọ olóńgìní
wọ́n lọ.
ẹ dákun
láàárọ̀ yìí ẹ jẹ́ kí èmi àti Fúnkẹ́ ká mọ̀jọ ṣètò mọ́ já máa mú lẹ́yìn kọ̀ọ̀kan wà mọ̀ lọ nílà.
ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ ò gbé.
àní wà mọ̀ lọ nílà rẹ̀.
alẹ́ mi ẹ̀ ò gbé ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ ò dé ó sàárẹ̀ rẹ̀.
wà mọ̀ lọ ní ṣe dájọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà wà mọ̀ kọ̀bẹ́tì.
káàkiri kọ́kọ́ jọ bẹ̀rẹ̀.
ọ̀ya wà mọ̀ lọ ní.
bàbá ti kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ tán.
wà mọ̀ lọ ní. àwọn aláwa ríra wa olóńgìní ìràwọ̀ ẹkùn àwa aláwa ríra wa ó tó bàbá tó nílò àṣemẹ